Hey, it's Claire here from the Pistachio Club. I hope you are doing super well. And today is a tutorial Tuesday where I'm taking you through some ideas on how to do a particular task within Divi on WordPress. So if you're new to this channel, a very warm welcome. I hope you have fun. If you want to, do go ahead and subscribe and like. And if you think this video, by the end of it, you think, gosh, I know somebody who'd really find this useful, do feel free to share it with other people as well. So today is all about praise. I'm talking about the testimonial page. So I'm in one of my demo sites here and we have a testimonial page. Let's just cover off the elements of the praise page first of all. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of them per se. I do think they do have a place, but from a user perspective, think about it for yourselves. If you went to a page that says praise, you know you're going to find all the glowing, all the amazing testimonials, and I guess maybe it's a cultural thing, obviously being English, British here. Maybe we're just a little bit more skeptical, I don't know. But they are useful. I think for me, I prefer testimonials to run through different elements of a site. I think that way they give a more subconscious tick towards people giving you praise rather than just having a praise page. But, you know, horses for courses, everybody likes to have their sites done differently, and if you think this kind of style of page is going to work for you, that is absolutely fine. I just wanted to kind of share that. Whatever I'm going to be talking about this page, we're talking about the styling, so we can always apply that styling to, you know, different elements of a page all over your website. So the first kind of obvious one is to start with the testimonial module within Divi. You can put, you know, the author, the company, job title, or put somebody there. You can obviously input your information, and also you can have an image of the person, obviously. And I think also maybe it's worthwhile just talking about how you use a testimonial as well before we kind of get into all the styling. So just to outline, with a testimonial, obviously you need to put what somebody has, you know, shared that they're happy for you to share publicly as well. So I know it's happened to me a couple of times and it has annoyed me when somebody has taken something I've said within a Facebook group and then put it on their own site to say that I'm endorsing it, and that's not, you know, that's not necessarily a testimonial. You need to contact the person and make sure they're happy for you to share their words on your website. So, you know, I've done that with everybody saying, oh, you know, from the customer journey through the working process with me at the end of it, would you like to give me a testimonial? Do you have feedback? You know, are you happy for me to share that testimonial? And then you can use it as you wish to. The other thing to think through as well, and we'll get onto this a little bit later as well, is think about how people write. So some people will write, you know, War and Peace, chapter and verse, and give you a lot of information to share as part of their testimonial. Now, we don't want to change the testimonial per se, but you can refine it to keep its essence, but actually to keep it shorter. Because when you think about the amount of space you have to share on a testimonial, you might not want to put every single sentence they have. You might want to shorten it up a little bit, but still keep the complete essence of what they're saying. So you don't want to change words or anything like that, but you might want to take out, you know, a couple of sentences or shorten it down somehow so it still remains true to what they said, but aesthetically it looks better because there's less text there, because, you know, most people do not want to read realms and realms and realms of testimonials. They want to see a variety of what other people have said, so they want little snapshots of what it's like to work with you. That being said, let's kind of get into the styling a little bit more. So, you know, with these different elements here, you can, you know, have the different background colors, or you might have an image. And also when you come over to the second tab along here, design, You can have your quote markers, you can see here. You can have an image, so you can have that square if you wanted to. I just thought it was quite fun with the round, so just came in here and just changed the corners here. I think it was at 0 before, so I put around about 90, and that kind of gives it a nice rounded look as well. You can do all sorts of different things. You can do shadowing on the boxes and, you know, whatever you want. So you can shadow on the image box as well if you wanted to, etc., etc. It's completely up to you. You know, whatever you feel will work well. Then also, you've obviously got your styling of your text as you would want to as well. So that's a very standard way of using the text module within Divi and showing a testimonial. Sorry, the testimonial module and showing that. This was just a different way of showing it. So for example, you might want to put it as a slider. So you could have a testimonial on here, and then you might have this link to your services, or, you know, if it's you've got a case study based on that particular client, or a blog post based on that client, then you can link that to that. So basically, if we come into here, we can see that this is just a slider setting module here. You can just add in your slider here. So you can see here just a little bit of information, and then discover more and have that link to, you know, as I said, a blog post, your services page, whatever you want it to link to, which is always a great thing to do. You can also obviously link the whole element if you wanted to as well. So that's a nice fun way to do it, because as well, these is you know, the sliders will be on a little rotation, so there's a little bit of movement in the page as well, which can add a little bit of interest as well. Now, as I was saying earlier, when you have a range of testimonials and they're all going to be different sizes, it can be, you know, a little bit of a conundrum about how to present that, because you know, if you want them neat and tidy and all the same size, you know, realistically, when you've got different people writing and they're finding different things from your services to talk about, they're not going to be exactly the same size. So by having this more mosaic style layout here, will allow you to kind of share testimonials of different lengths, and they don't look as messy. In fact, the way that it's laid out, it kind of draws your eye in to read more and more. So basically how this was created. And so what I've usually done in the past is, we could do that now actually, rather than have a colour, had an image, let's just have, let's have something like this one here. So you can see here, obviously that's a bit pixelated, obviously not the right size image, but can you see how that adds a little bit more interest to what you're looking at, but it's not distracting away from the information that you're sharing. So this is just created, we've got a row section here, sorry, you've got a row settings here, and you can see we've got 3 columns. So for example, you could have it as 2 columns, you could have it as 4. I kind of just like the look and the feel of the 3 column there, because we've got 2 with information in, with other modules in. And this I've just kept blank, just because to me it feels, if I put everything on this side as well, I think it's going to look really busy. So for example, we grab this one over here and put that over there, you can start to see with your own eyes there, that just looks a little more cluttered and busy, and so your eye's not quite sure where to look. So if we move it back over here, just giving you that little bit of space to digest the information, which is always great for the user experience. So again, these I believe are just little text modules. So you just got this as a standard paragraph, and this is a particular header. So you can see there that's a header 5. So you know, you can do anything you want to, but you can just then create this nice little mosaic, you know, effect as people slide on down. This one is, again, I think this is a blurb setting, so a little bit different from the one right at the top of the page, which was a testimonial. Here again, You can add in a picture. You've got your text information, so you've got your testimonial, and then obviously you can put down, the testimonial's person's name as well, the author's name. So again, that might be a useful way to display information. I might, style-wise with this, I might, with the sizing, put that to 100%, and I might just, increase that a little bit as well. So you can play around with the settings and see how you feel with how things visually look for you. So you might want to increase it, decrease it, just depends on the amount of text that you have and the balance you want to have with the white space. So lastly, I put this idea down here just in case there were more advanced users looking at this tutorial. So what I've done here is taken some of, made up some examples of social media posts that you may have created. So the visuals you put with posts, to talk about your your testimonials. Oopsie daisy. Let's go back. Cancel. So if we look at this on the live site, 2 secs. Let's just grab that page. Go into another page. Then you can see down here how this can scroll through as well. So again, you can get a lot of information, but visually it looks a little bit more interesting. And also, always want to not have to redo something. So if you've already got lots of, Instagram posts or Facebook posts where you've got an image talking about what people have said about you, then just grab them and we can use this function here. So what I've done in this one is, once I come back in here, sometimes it happens with this, let's just grab scoot this on over here. Is it going to give me the wireframe? Oh, that is annoying. Let me just scoot on over here. There we go. My little recording thing's down there, that's why. So if we can see down here, we've just got a standard row, standard section, and just a text module. And within that text module, I have just put in the shortcode to the grid. So the grid is a really great tool to kind of be using for these type of elements. So it's a great plugin. It is a paid plugin, but it's a great way to use for photos, to use for these types of posts here, and it can just look a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting to your testimonial page, and that can be quite different and make you stand out. So there's a few different ideas about how you can go ahead and style your testimonial page. Have fun. It's at the end of the day, make it exciting, make it so people want to discover a little bit more for you. The one thing obviously I haven't done on this page, and this is where I always say do what I say, not do as I do, is you obviously want some really clear call to actions at the bottom here. So have a link to your services, have a link to your schedule booking, to your contact, wherever you want, what do you want people to do next? So put in your call to actions there. You may want to put in your freebie, opt-in, lead magnet, etc. So go and have a play with that, and I can't wait to see what you create. Do share with them in the comments below, and if you need any more guidance, do obviously reach out to me. And that said, I am Claire at thepistachioclub.com. So feel free to send me an email, and yeah, I can't wait to see what you create. Alrighty, wherever you are in the world, have an amazing day, and I will speak to you soon. See you next week.